Welcome to another exciting video on Azure Storage Solutions. Today, we're delving deep into the world of data redundancy and exploring the different options Azure offers to keep your valuable information safe and accessible. From locally redundant storage to geo-zone redundant storage, we'll analyze the pros and cons of each approach, helping you make the best choice for your specific needs. Whether you're a small business owner, an enterprise-level IT professional, or studying for an exam, this video contains valuable insights you won't want to miss. The goal of this video is to narrate the Microsoft Learn content, demystify these concepts, add additional information when needed, making concepts easier to comprehend. You can follow along on the Microsoft Learn page. A triangle with MS in the center shows the page number of the Microsoft Learn unit. This video covers the Learning module, Describe Azure Storage. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to follow along. In this module, we will cover Locally Redundant Storage, LRS, Zone Redundant Storage, ZRS, Storage Redundancy in a Secondary Region, GZRS, Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, and Read Access in the Secondary Region. Locally Redundant Storage, LRS, replicates your data 3 times within a single data center in the primary region. LRS provides at least 11 nines of durability of objects over a given year. LRS is the lowest cost redundancy and offers the least durability compared to other options. LRS protects your data against server, rack, and drive failures. A write request to a storage account that is using LRS happens synchronously, or at the same time. The write operation returns successfully only after the data is written to all 3 replicas. However, if a disaster such as a fire or flooding occurs within the data center, all replicas of a storage account using LRS may be lost or unrecoverable. To mitigate this risk, Microsoft recommends using Zone Redundant Storage, ZRS, Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, GRS, or Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, GZRS. For availability zone-enabled regions, Zone Redundant Storage replicates your Azure storage data synchronously across all 3 Azure availability zones in the primary region. ZRS offers durability for Azure storage data objects of at least 12 nines over a given year. With ZRS, your data is still accessible for read and write operations even if a zone becomes unavailable. No remounting of Azure file shares from the connected clients is required. Azure undertakes networking updates if a zone becomes unavailable, such as DNS repointing. These updates may affect your application if you access data before completing the updates. Microsoft recommends using ZRS in the primary region for scenarios requiring high availability and restricting data replication within a country or region to meet data governance requirements. For applications requiring high durability, you can also copy the data in your storage account to a secondary region hundreds of miles away from the primary region. Suppose the data in your storage account is copied to a secondary region. In that case, your data is durable even in the event of a catastrophic failure that prevents data in the primary region from being recovered. When you create a storage account, you select the primary region for the account. The paired secondary region is based on the Azure region pairs and can't be changed. Azure Storage offers 2 options for copying your data to a secondary region: Geo-Redundant Storage, GRS, and Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, GZRS. GRS is similar to running LRS in 2 regions, and GZRS is similar to running ZRS in the primary region and LRS in the secondary region. By default, data in the secondary region isn't available for read or write access unless there's a failover to secondary region. You can fail over to the secondary region if the primary region becomes unavailable. After the failover, the secondary region becomes a primary region, and you can again read and write data. Because data is replicated to the secondary region asynchronously, not at the same time, a failure that affects the primary region may result in data loss. Data that is not transferred is lost forever. The interval between the most recent writes to the primary region and the last write to the secondary region is known as the recovery point objective. The RPO indicates the point in time to which data can be recovered. Azure Storage typically has an RPO of less than 15 minutes, although there's no SLA on how long it takes to replicate the data to a secondary region. GZRS combines the high availability of redundancy across availability zones with protection from regional outages provided by geo-replication. Data in a GZRS storage account is copied across 3 Azure availability zones in the primary region, similar to ZRS, and replicated to a secondary geographic region using LRS for protection from regional disasters. Microsoft recommends using GZRS for applications requiring maximum consistency, durability, availability, excellent performance, and resilience for disaster recovery. GZRS provides at least 16 nines of the durability of objects over a given year. Geo-redundant storage with GRS or GZRS replicates your data to another physical location in the secondary region to protect against regional outages. The data becomes readable if the customer or Microsoft initiates a failover from the primary region to the secondary region. However, if you enable read access to the secondary region, your data is always available, even when the primary region runs optimally. For read access to the secondary region, enable Read Access Geo-Redundant Storage, RA-GRS, or Read Access Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, RA-GZRS. And remember, the data in your secondary region may be outdated due to RPO, Recovery Point Objective. And in summary, choosing the right Azure Storage Redundancy option is vital for data durability and availability. Locally redundant storage, LRS, offers basic protection, while Zone Redundant Storage, ZRS, and Geo-Zone Redundant Storage, GZRS, provides enhanced safeguards against regional disasters. Consider factors like data governance and recovery point objectives, RPO, when making your selection. By implementing the appropriate strategy, you can effectively protect your data and ensure business continuity. And thank you for watching.